that best player debate. Let's get into this. You ready for this last topic?
Of course.
All right. So I set us up. Kendrick Perkins.
Oh, Lord.
When Chris Paul got signed to the Clippers, Kendrick Perkins decided to talk about Chris Paul, and somehow I got to Chris Paul not being a top 10 point guard of all time. Of course, people was outraged because Chris Paul pretty loved, but I can't even lie to you. When he named the top 10 he got above Chris Paul, it's not crazy to say that. Like, y'all gotta, this is the problem. You gotta nitpick. That's how you know it's a debatable, because you gotta nitpick. It's like Chris Paul not better than Bob Cousy, and then somebody say Bob Cousy was an MVP. Bob Cousy got a championship, and then it's like, if somebody got a debate, it's that. So, fuck it. Championship ringside. KEEM been trying to do this. What they saying? He going to the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Dwight Howard?
Yeah.
Oh, and he not part of the top 75. Ain't that about a bitch? Like, boy, y'all dropped the ball with that dude, bro. Like, Dev should have been top 75. Like, one of the greatest defenders of all time. Shout out to Dwight Howard, man. Made it to the Hall of Fame. I didn't know they was announcing the class. That's what's up. Shit, shout out to Drew Brees. I heard he making the Hall of Fame. Goddamn. Wow. Not like he that surprised, but shout out to him because he's making it. Chris Paul is a top 10 point guard. So there's a debate going on. Most people say, hell yeah, he tripping. But I don't know. I like to think about this. So, of course, Championship Ringside bring the top 10 back. And, of course, the way it goes, me and Kim go back and forth. We go 10s all the way to 1. We explain our answers. And, of course, we'll see. We debate it. I mean, I think the top one's not a debate, but maybe it is, maybe it's not. We don't know yet. But I think the real debate gonna be about the first few, as far as what we got all these other points. I gotta take one more check on my list. I ain't gonna lie to you before I even. I'll be honest with you, I wrote down 15, and the reason I wrote down 15 is because I didn't wrote down 12. Because the reason I wrote down 12 is because I don't know how you feel about Oscar and Jerry West.
And I was about to say, last time we did this, if you're a long time listening, we did this list about 4 years ago. And I can admit it now, I made sure I didn't put Chris Paul on my list. I was hating. Shout out to Lex Luthor. I went on my way and put Jerry West on there, even though technically he played point guard for a long time.
He did. He's in that conversation. Like,
he more of a combo guard. Because I wanted to put Harden on the list, but I'm like,
wow,
he ain't have enough time as point guard.
That's tough.
And it was like
he did have enough time.
His prime years was at point guard, but it was like
the shooting guard. He was in the shooting guard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when he did the MVP and all that shit, he was point guard by then. Because
he was position point guard.
That's when D'Antoni got there, and
that's when he switched to point guard.
Yeah,
D'Antoni got there. That shooting guard that whole time.
Nah, D'Antoni got there. He was like, you're the point guard. You Steve Nash, but with Adidas and a beard.
That actually makes it a conversation when you think about it. Like, I think they give that 36-point year. I think they get at the shooting guard, so they kind of give his prime to shooting guard.
But that's crazy though, because he was a point guard that year. Eric Gordon was a shooting guard. Yeah, Eric Gordon was a shooting guard.
That's a debate, then, man. I ain't even think about that.
Harden got at point whenever they got D'Antoni.
That's why Pistol P suffered though. When you think about it, Pistol P suffered because what position do you play? Like I put you at shooting guard, but then I can put you at point guard too.
But yeah, so I got a little more love for Chris Paul this time around.
Well, let's be clear, so I know. Is Jerry West on the list?
He's not on the list.
He's not on the list. So we're taking off Jerry West. I mean,
took Mr. Logo off.
All right, so that's cool. I just wanted to make sure. Oscar Robertson is on the list.
He's on my list.
All right. So let me see. 1, 2, 3. All right. You ready?
Of course.
All right. So you got honorable mentions?
I just got Harden.
Okay. Shout out to Harden. I didn't put him nowhere near it because everything until I think Brooklyn when I found it was the Philly or Brooklyn. Well, he went first. Brooklyn when I finally labeled him as point guard. But but that's because of the whole with Kyrie shit going on. everything in Houston I label him as shooting guard. So that's my fault. You know, whatever. We're gonna find out when you retire how people gonna treat you. You to me, third or fourth best shooting guard. But anyway. All right. Let's see. Shout out to Jerry West. We already gave you a love. Shout out to Dane. He didn't make my top 10. No? Okay, all right. Shout out to Rondo. He didn't make my top 10.
No.
Okay.
Close.
Shout out to Clyde Walt Frazier. He didn't make my top 10.
No.
And shout out to Bob Cousy. He didn't make my top 10.
Nope.
All right. You want to go first?
I'll go first.
Go.
Number 10, John Stockton. All time leading assists, steals, and I mean,
that's it. That's why you start stuttering.
He harbored a pedophile for 20 years.
It's going left already.
Yeah. He looked like he don't look like he could throw you a nice sweet assist. He look like he's gonna sell you some insurance.
Oh my God. You right. If he told you it was the NBA, you'd be like, okay, sure. Okay.
And his only fault is he played with Utah. He might have been a better point guard if he didn't play for Utah.
Yeah, because he was in the era where people was playing their roles, like the roles that you're supposed to play. Like
he pick and roll the league to death.
Yes, and he pretty much played his position. He stole an assist, stole the ball, and passed it to Karl Malone for an assist. Whether it's inflated or not, yeah. But let's be honest, that's about it. And when you think about it, that's why I got a lot of people. I had him at like top 4 for a long time.
I gave him respect because of that, and he got to the finals.
But it's in a different way than people above. Like the people who made the finals that's above him made it a different way than Stockton made the finals above. Except one. There one other person who made the finals the same way he did. But yeah, I actually do have John Stockton number 10. Like it's something about it, you know. I kept him at 10, which was just crazy because I feel like the last time we did this, he was like 4 or 5. But go ahead, you still going then.
Number 9, I got Tony Parker.
Oh,
Wow! Just because I still feel like he was the point guard on 4 championship teams. He won Finals MVP. Gotta give him that.
I had Tony Parker nowhere near my list.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see who you left off your list now. Like, okay, but no.
Yeah.
If we showing Tony Parker love, man, I can't get mad at him. We got a Finals MVP, 4 championships. I just couldn't show him love above people like John Stockton. John Stockton, I think, did more for Karl Malone than Tony Parker did for Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was just better than Karl Malone. So
yeah, I mean, he probably was, but it's still you the starting point guard for a dynasty that won 4 championships. It's like,
yeah, and I can't argue that. You're right. You're 100% right.
And it's not like he was just down, like just
no. They definitely needed him. They definitely needed him.
He had 20-point seasons and shit.
He definitely was a soldier for the squad.
Like he was the reason why Pop even started playing fast.
No, you're right. He definitely was a soldier for the squad. So you're not tripping at
And
all.
he had one of the best floaters.
Nah, I didn't have Noah close to my list. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought about him. But it was. I don't know how many All NBAs he got. I don't know how many. Like, yeah, if all I got is you complimented Tim Duncan, and my dude at number 10 is complimenting somebody else who's sadly accumulated more stats. I left him off. Number 9, I got Chris Paul. And that's
my number 8.
And that's the controversy. I believe people gonna get mad about Chris Paul, but this is what I'm saying. I want y'all to listen to the whole episode. Every time I say should I put Chris Paul above this person, and y'all can go through when I go through these other point guards. Every time I say why should I put Chris Paul above this person, I have no reason to. Chris Paul is a crazy good point guard. He actually led a team to be good. Every team he went on, he got better. That's something above John Stockton that I actually gave him. So yeah, that's all I put him at number 9. Like everybody else has something like an MVP, a championship, led their team to a championship. Something that Chris Paul, I don't give Chris Paul championship credit for Phoenix. I think I get it to Devin Booker.
I do give him that credit. I don't give him full credit, but I give him a good bit of the credit, and that's why, like, I put him at number 8, because, like, that turnaround in Phoenix, I mean, like, say what you want about Booker and the whole him in the bubble and all that shit. They went 8-0 in the bubble. He was laying on the ground. All that's cool. But Chris Paul got there and really turned that team around. They wasn't going to the finals without Chris Paul and winning 60 games and all that shit.
See, I feel different. I feel like they was on the uprising. Chris Paul is a perfect piece, like he always is. Chris Paul is that good of a player, so he can complement any team. That's kind of why I think that stat is overrated. Like, oh, every team Chris Paul go to, they get better. They get better because that's the type of player he is.
That Oklahoma shit,
like, it's such an overrated stat, and Chris Paul literally my third favorite point guard. But I hate when people overrate the shit he did. Like, he made every team better because he's probably one of the best complementary pieces you could ever have in basketball. And when you say made every team better, he has no fucking rings, so he just gave him more wins. People just go crazy about that shit. Oh yeah, he made every team better. Like, yeah, but if you ask one more question, like, okay, well, how better he made him? But he won more games. Or did they make the conference finals? Nah, he lost in the second round. What we talking about then? You know, like, shout out to Chris Paul though. I got him 9, and
that's my number 8.
You know, I at least got the top 10.
Yeah.
All right, so if you got him 8, then I guess it's my turn again. Gary Payton is my number 8.
That's what I left off the list.
Okay, cool. All right, that's my Tony. That's your Tony Parker then.
Yeah.
Honestly, you wanna know why I give Gary Payton so much credit? One of the few guards, one defense player of the year.
Yeah.
He was an underrated passer.
He was.
I would say underrated scorer, but he wasn't that crazy of a scorer. But he was a scorer at least.
He give you 20.
Yeah, like I said, one of the best perimeter defense. It's not the best perimeter defender of all time. I don't know how y'all look at it. You know, I think Jordan and Pippen and Kawhi better, but that's because they're bigger. Pause. What's the thing I want to say about Gary Payton? Oh, it's hard for me to give Sean Kemp all that credit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, Sean Kemp be looking so bad, and I'm like, man, Gary Payton must be hunting this nigga down forever. It was all GP. But still, defensive player of the year, which I don't go back to Chris Paul. That's the reasons I put him above, because shit like that. And I give him a lot of credit for leading the Sonics to the final. So Gary Payton was my number 8.
Shout out to GP, man. All right, my number 7, the guy who got one of his MVPs named Kobe Bryant should be on that MVP. But Stephen Bartholomew Aloysius Nash. That's not a knock to him saying he got Kobe MVP, because he really do got Kobe MVP.
He does.
Like, that first year, I give him that turnaround in Phoenix, crazy. Even better than the Chris Paul turnaround, even though they went to the finals. But they went from like fucking 15, 16, 17 wins to like 60 wins and just running motherfuckers out the gym. And, you know, bad shit, like some unlucky shit happened to where they didn't win the championship. The games, I think 07 championship, 07 playoffs, with the fighting, the suspension, and all that was bullshit. Tim Donaghy, you know, whatever. But Nash, like, early days with Dallas, made his name, and then he went to fucking Phoenix and just took the fuck off. And yeah, he was doing what Curry was doing and Harden was doing, but not at a more, like, not at the volume that they had it. But, you know, that was pretty nice.
Yeah, I got him high on my list. I was literally trying to figure out, because these 3 was probably the biggest debate for me. The next 3 people I got was probably the same 3 people you got, but I put Jason Kidd at my it's my number 7. I put Jason Kidd at my number 7.
Okay.
And although Jason Kidd is probably one of the best 2-way point guards on this list, him, Chris Paul, Gary Payton, that's probably about it. John Stockton, I guess.
Right.
They probably the best two-way point guards on this list. But when I talk about the three people I'm talking about, Jason Kidd highlighted is by 2 years, if I'm being real. The 02-03 season. Like his whole career is decorated, but the reason that he's so high on my list is because of 2 seasons. And that's kind of the reason that he's he the third person on the people. He's number 7 on the list. He clearly loves a lot of people, but yeah, shout out to Jason Kidd. He led the Nets to 2 finals. And if I'm being hypocritical about it, not hypocritical, but I don't know what it is, negative, whatever it is, or saying critiquing him. If I'm critiquing him, when he got Vince Carter, he didn't get back to the final. And like, fuck. That was when he supposed to roll.
Kidd, a player like Kidd worked better with like a big man opposing to a wing player.
But you seen the magic that was made, and it was like, damn, you went to the finals with Kerry Kittles and Kenyon Martin, Richard Jefferson. You got Vince Carter, and we couldn't come through.
Nah, if you'd have had,
that's my favorite point guard.
Nah, if you could have swapped out Vince Carter for Kerry Kittles
and had that same squad, yeah. I agree. But yeah, that's those. I had to give reasons why I got Jason Kidd number 7. So it's my 7.
All right, so I'm at number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Got your man.
I got him in the same spot.
Which, spoiler, got the other guy he's compared to ranked a little higher, but only because championship.
I got you.
He's in the spot before him, but just solely because of the championship, I feel like he's better. But I'm gonna give the other guy his, But it's about Russ, triple-double, get a lot of hate, too much hate, especially that Lakers run.
Crazy hate.
Like, crazy hate. And it's like, at first I thought it was just the Brown sexuals and they was mad. But, like, Westbrook is so disrespected to where it's like, come on, dude. And it's like, I wasn't even, like, back then, you know how I felt. Like, I was like, man, KD need to keep the ball and blah, blah, blah. And then when KD went down, I'm like, wait, this nigga Russ. All right, Russ really nice.
Suede fucking hoop.
Suede hoop. And then KD left, and Russ took the fuck off. And like that first set of triple doubles, I was like, oh, they
stab pad, Steven Adams like getting rebounds.
Because I wanted Harden to win the MVP, and I'm gonna stand by that. But like the nigga did it 4 out of 5 years, and it's like, nah, you can't. Yeah.
Oh, this is the part I feel like I get pissed off about. First of all, he made it work with Harden with clearly not too many niggas made it work with Harden. They lost to the Lakers who won the championship that year.
And that team didn't win just because they had no size. They gave up all these size.
Look, I give them they did it for Westbrook so Westbrook could go under the goal more. I give them that, but at the same time, they lost to the champions. I'm not sure they made it further, but still, that team wasn't trash. And then the Wizards. Let's not act like the last time the Wizards made a playoff, it wasn't because of Russ.
He carried him.
Russ had Bradley Beal looking crazy, just like he had Paul George. Paul George went off with the Clippers before, but Paul George's last MVP year was under
Paul
Russ.
George's best year was clearly that OKC year.
We gotta stop disrespecting Russ like that. We don't need to start giving him credit once he's gone. He's credit right there.
That man is flowers now.
Like the fuck we talking about? What frustrated me the most about this shit was like, oh, Joe gonna average a triple double. It's like cool, but and
if you think I disrespect the past before, fuck him. Westbrook better than Oscar Robertson. I'm only giving it to Oscar just because.
We'll get to him.
Yeah, he got the championship.
Shout out to Russ. I can feel like we agree at him at number 6. So I'm guessing. Well, you can go introduce your 5.
Yeah, the nigga who just got a championship, and that's why he better than Russ. Oscar Robertson.
Oh,
and I ain't trying to discredit him.
You got him at 5, okay?
Because he was a great player. His year with his years with the Rochester Royals, before they were Sacramento, but. Yeah, he was a great player. He got a championship with Kareem, in the later years. Of course, everybody won a championship in the 70s. So, But, yeah, I mean, like I said, Oscar had a great career. He was a great player. I, give him the edge over Russ just because, it was the same type of player. Mm-hmm. Although I feel like, I can't say that because I didn't watch Oscar Robertson play. The footage I was about to say, Russ might have been a better passer, but I don't know. Oscar came in his rookie year damn near averaging a triple-double. So, like, clearly that's what the fuck he did. So,
yeah.
And, like, I'm probably downplaying him just because I didn't see him play. But, I mean, I'm looking at the stats. Russ, I mean, he probably did it. Like, he didn't average a triple-double. I think he did that 1 year, but Russ did it for 4 years. And he did it.
Yeah, Oscar only did that 1 year, and then I think his first 3 years he averaged it if you put it together.
Danced around with it.
Yeah.
But, like, Russ did it 4 out of 5 years. It's like, you cut hair one time, that don't mean you're a barber. But if you keep cutting that motherfucker, yeah, you're a barber now.
I'm not even going to how I found that reference out. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it going. So number 6, I actually have Nash. The only reason I put Nash above Russ is not because of the MVP, it's because Nash had like a 5-year run where he was definitely either best point guard or second best. Huh?
That was your number 5?
That's my number 6.
No,
your number 6 was
Russ. My number 5 was Oscar. I thought your number 6 was Russ. My bad.
It was. I'm sorry, Nash.
Right.
Nash is number 5, right?
Nash is your 5.
Nash is 5. The 2 MVPs, but he also had a 5-year run where he was like clearly either the best point guard or Chris Paul came up on him at some point. So shout out to Chris Paul. He came up on at some point, but Nash was clearly the best point guard for a while.
Yeah, it was Nash and Chris Paul and D Will, like fighting for that.
And I guess I ain't gonna do that to D Will, but I guess hindsight like Chris, like it wasn't a debate, but it was a debate back then. But that's what I'm giving to Nash. There you go. All right, that's why I'm giving it to Nash. He was he had outside 2 MVPs, he had like crazy 5-year run.
Mm-hmm.
Not a good defensive point guard. That's why I really didn't want to put him there. But and that's why I wanted to give Jason Kidd more love. But Jason Kidd had it wasn't a long enough run for me to put him above Nash, and that's kind of what I picked. I picked the longer run. He didn't rush. Russ had a full 5-year run, but all of them on the winning seasons. And he was under Steph and sometimes under Dame as far as the best point guard. Steve Nash had a different run like that. So, I had Steve Nash at 5.
All right. My number 4 is, man, Blaze mentioned before, Jason Kidd. I give him the respect because, not to sound condescending or whatever word I'm looking for, but I remember watching Kidd in Phoenix. Kidd was nice. And I remember the passes, the steals, and I mean, he wasn't the scoring type dude, but he always had electrifying plays. He even worked with him and Penny. When Penny got there, I was like, damn, man, only Penny could have got there when he was a little younger or whatever, but whatever. And then, like, that shit with the Nets, like you say, they just took, him and Penny, you remember that?
I guess I'm saying, damn.
Like, it worked, but they ran into the Lakers.
That was hurt Penny.
It was, but Penny had a good couple years with Phoenix for what it was. But I fuck with Kidd, and they took the same team and they just flipped Kidd from Marbury, and they won like 20 games with Marbury, and Kidd got there, and they 2 years in the fucking finals, losing to which was a better team both years in a row, but. Like Kidd, like you said, the only knock on Kidd was he didn't do more events, but I think he needed Ken Martin, but more than he needed Vince.
Which is a debate. I can see what you're saying with that because he worked better with
the big man.
Yeah, pretty much. But I don't know. I guess because Vince was on that was when Vince first left Toronto. So damn, that should have worked.
So, and he was a triple-double threat every night, but he was a lot of 10, 10, and 10s. But still triple-double.
Yeah, I know what's tripping on that, but that's kind of why. But I ain't gonna say that's why it's low on my list.
But we
it was more like when Jason Kidd was the man. It was literally probably 2002 to 2005-ish, maybe that. As far as that, then point guard Steve Nash started coming up on him. So
we talking about pure passes.
One of the best all time.
One of the best all time. Like, I'm talking about some of the greatest. Even 6'9" was like, shit, I wish I could drop dimes like that. But shout out to J Kidd.
All right, so I'm gonna get number 4 out the way, and then I guess we can walk through the top 3, unless you got a surprise up your sleeve. But we'll get to it. I'll go through this one fast. Oscar Robertson, my number 4, triple double, um, championship with Kareem, which nobody under this list could say they did that in their prime. I mean, Gary Payton won with Shaq way past his prime. Kid won with Dirk way past his prime. Oscar won one towards his prime, but he still was a good player during that time. And the reason I have him number 4 because he was a top 5 player with some of the fucking juggernauts in the league. Elgin Baylor, Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain. Not he was out of his prime with Kareem. Right. Those are the 3 I wanted to say. Like
I don't know about two McAdoo.
Oscar Robertson mixed with these motherfuckers. Look up the stats Elgin Baylor's putting up. Look at the fucking stats.
Logo Lenny, man.
Like, yeah, I gave Oscar Robertson love because at first I didn't give him love. I just put Russ above him. But then I was like, man, this dude is really like a top 5 player in the league with all these dudes. Even Jerry West was in the league and he was still battling with the dudes, man. Like shout out to Oscar.
It's just he was on the garbage team.
Yeah, I'm hoping people actually pay attention to what I'm saying. Like, get us do a little more love because come on, could you imagine like who we got tonight? Oh fuck, Will now? Who the center tonight? He at work. Oh fuck. All right, we're gonna try to get it. All right, tomorrow night we're gonna window. Bill. Fuck. Like, all right, Saturday we straight though, right? The Lakers. Like, yeah, I can see where Oscar had his troubles. That's why I gave him love for still being a top 5 player.
This is a black man named Oscar. Come on, man. You know,
real old school, huh?
Real old. I can't own it. Oscar Robertson, my dead uncle Oscar. Only other black man I know named Oscar.
Yeah, people dudes who went to church and fixed on in the neighborhood handyman. That's the only people I know named Oscar. But all right, so top 3.
Zeke.
All right, so yeah, Zeke number 3. I think we agree on that. Small man led the Pistons to 2 championships. Battle with Magic, Bird, and Jordan, like face to face. You gotta give him his love. All NBAs. I don't see where he'll lose that spot until somebody come up on him. But
the thing I fuck with about the thing I give Zeke the respect of is he was the number 1 option on that team. And even if you say Magic was the number 1 option for the Lakers, look at the fucking team he had.
They never actually give that credit to him, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even if, like me neither, but even if you give him that credit, it's like you still had Worthy. You had Kareem. Like, you had 2 other dudes. Like, Zeke, it was him, a bust. Like, even with Joe Dumars, like, it started and it ended with Zeke. Nasty handle. You know, he type of motherfucker you want on your team. I guess you could say fiery competitor or whatever, but that's all I got on. I fuck with Zeke, and you know I'm always give him that respect.
Yeah, but to me, shout out Zeke, but it's not the conversation.
Yeah,
the real question, because we're going to have to go who the top 2 is, but the real question, in your eyes, did Steph do enough to pass up Magic? And if he didn't, what he need to do to pass up Magic? That's the 2 questions for you. Instead of just talking about the top 2 point guards. You made your list. Who you had?
I will lie. When I first did, I had Steph.
Okay.
I switched it to Magic.
Okay.
And it's like, we've always had this conversation about Steph and Magic to a while. Magic, triple-double threat. You know, one of the best passers or whatever. And, you know, he was like, I ain't gonna say underrated scorer because he couldn't shoot, but he was 6'8", I guess. He still averaged like 19, 20 a game. But, you know, he still gave the assists with the rebound. Showtime, he innovated the game or whatever. Well, not innovated. Well, I mean, I guess an innovation, that Showtime shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess innovative or not innovative. I think of the word.
That it just Showtime. When you think of Magic in the Lakers, you think Showtime. Even no matter what you think about the Lakers, you see that purple and gold, you think Showtime. Think about Magic. You think about Magic with that picture on the beach with like 30 women. You wonder if that was that night. But like, I mean, like when we said this before, all the shit that Magic do, Steph make up for with his shooting, and even though he's not the passer like Magic, the game plan is based off of Steph to where Steph controls shit even when he ain't got the ball. Because when Steph running off screens, that's like you gotta watch him. He's a threat, and he's a threat anywhere on the floor. So it's like Magic a threat anywhere on the floor because he could drop a fucking pass like out of nowhere. But I still give it to Magic. He that game 6 in his first year in the finals is still like, come on, man.
I still got Magic too at number 1. Why? That's a good question because we were just talking about who's the best, got the best passer versus the best shooter. Maybe it's the extra championship, maybe it's the extra MVP, maybe it's the ratio he went to the finals. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the leadership.
Mm-hmm.
So, in that being said, I don't know what Steph could do. Like, what can Steph really do? He could win another championship and win another finals MVP. It'll still be a debate. Maybe another, yeah. I think right now it's pretty solid. Like, I know I think we be prisoner of a moment when it comes to Steph. Like, oh, everything Steph do, that makes him the greatest point guard. But
no,
yeah, you got to think about what Magic do. This comes from me. Hey, you got to think about the stuff Magic did. Like all that stuff y'all talk about with Steph shooting, Magic was doing with his passing. So
and Magic got clutch shots, clutch moments. Steph
80s clutch moments, but they not sexy.
But I mean,
clutch moments.
What Steph clutch moments at regular season?
Man, you got that shit against OKC that I can't stand about, but that's the only one I can think of.
And then when you talk about that, they talk about Game 6 Clay.
Yeah, that was that same, huh? Yeah, I hate that.
And like, I mean, Steph, like they killed Steph for not winning the Finals MVP, so he got that, and it was like, what you gonna say now? It's like now he just, I don't know if he could pass Magic, but I mean, maybe once it's all said and done, Steph career's over with. But I mean, well, we got Steph right now, and assholes got him at 10. Whatever. 10 all time.
Magic 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. But yeah, it's Magic's still a GOAT for a point guard.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of this thing right now. We don't know. Maybe we'll feel different when Steph win another championship. If he win another championship, if he do anything else with his career. But at the moment, Magic's still number 1 in our books.
Yeah.
So that's it. We like hour and 25 in.
Yeah. Yeah.